Welcome back to the Big Brown Sack.
Yeah, baby. Wow. You know, we've been having some microphone trouble on the show lately, and we got some new equipment. Don't freak out, people. We got some new equipment, okay? And I was
literally everyone get out of our comments about it.
Yeah, seriously, stop going into the comments and saying all these things. But I was testing out the equipment, and I was playing some of the sounds and stuff, and I played that intro noise, and it didn't have your "Welcome Back to the Big Brown Sack" at the end.
Unacceptable.
And I've just come to be so familiar with that it just sounded dumb without it. Like, It's just like not that cool of an intro without you.
No. Yeah, thanks for like sitting back and relaxing, because you were kind of like all like on edge, literally the edge of the sack, and now you're fully in the sack now.
I am I'm all over this sack. I've got a sack all over me.
Yeah, no kidding.
But honestly, it's so comfy right now. I love doing guest podcasts, don't get me wrong, but when it's just Dana and I, we can really sprawl out on this thing.
Seriously, we're gonna have some guests in town, and one of the guests prefers the sack over our guest bedroom.
Yes, he prefers sleeping on the sack.
Don't know how I feel about it, but you know.
Well, you spend so much time getting the rooms all nice for everybody, so it makes sense. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Dana, I'm excited for today's episode because we're getting back to our new theme, the season 2 theme, which is we each bring one thing that either made us laugh, made us think, or moved us in a way, emotionally. Mm-hmm. So, you know, with the goal being, yeah, let's relax, let's have fun, but maybe let's learn something too. And we're going to try to keep this episode to around 30 minutes for you. Obviously, if you're listening to this, you'll know exactly how long it is, so I don't know why I'm saying that.
Yeah.
But anyways, Dana,
seriously.
Let's start with you today. What do you have for us? What's your thing?
I'm bringing something that made me laugh my little tushy off.
Oh my goodness, I'm excited.
I'm so excited. What have you brought for us today?
I'm bringing something that actually made me/us cry. And I think you know what it is.
I know
because it was
exactly what it
so
is.
crazy when it happened.
I'm still thinking about it.
Yeah, and look, people, we know we said, look, it doesn't have to be something that actually made us cry.
But this one did, so.
We were both crying.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good example. If you're someone who's like, oh, why is it good to cry? Like, why is it I shouldn't be crying. I shouldn't want to cry. But, like, this is an example of crying actually being a good thing. So, lighten up, pal.
Seriously.
Anyways, I'm stealing your thunder, Dana. What do you got for us?
Bring out the Kleenex. That's all we're saying. Okay, so Joe and I have this little rendezvous. Mm-hmm. I don't think I'm using that word right at all, but sounded right.
Okay.
We call it a dance party. And a dance party comes only at nighttime. This is a nighttime thing. This is literally right before bed, oftentimes when we've already gotten in bed. And I typically don't initiate dance parties, but what would you say? How many out of every 5 dance parties you bring to the table do I take?
I love our dance parties so much. I'm so glad we're talking about this, actually. Mm-hmm. I probably initiate 80% of the dance parties, but when you do, it's super special. Like,
when I initiate
when you're like, parties, hey, dance party tonight, on the moon.
Yeah. It's a rare occasion where I initiate a dance party. Joe's typically initiating, and I'd say 3 out of every 5 times I say yes, I'm in.
Maybe explain. You should explain to them what a dance party is. I'm
getting there.
Okay.
I like the element of surprise.
Okay.
So a dance party is you go into the bathroom with the lights off, and we have a night light that changes colors. So you whip that puppy on.
Oh yeah.
And you turn on one song, and you're in the bathroom for typically one song. And you smoke, and you dance, and you kind of just goof around.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you were going to tell them the part where we are smoking in there. But yeah, we basically lock ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going in
bathroom.
there just to like dance to a song like we're smoking. We're getting high.
We basically lock ourselves in my little.
It'd be kind of weird if we did that and didn't smoke, right?
Yeah.
Could you imagine? Quick dance party. We like go into the bathroom, turn the lights off, and dance, and then leave.
And my bathroom is super tiny. It like doesn't even have a tub. It's like literally a square box with a shower.
No tub.
It's just enough room for a shower, a toilet, and a sink.
But there's an amazing window.
There is a great window, and it looks out on the trees of our neighborhood. And sometimes you can see the moon and the stars out there. And with that light you were talking about, it's a vibe in there, dude.
It is. Anyway, so it was a dance party night, and after the dance party, sometimes you guys know me by now. Sometimes I overdo it, and I'm a one-hit wonder. I need to take one hit, and then I need to be done. But sometimes when I'm in that dance party, I'm like, fucking throw me another one, baby, come on.
Yeah.
So, I maybe
just trying to dance.
Seriously. So maybe maybe I did a little too much. Got in bed and I just like was in my only mood that I was in was to watch some underwater visuals. And so I go, Joe, can you turn on some underwater visuals for me, please? I don't like messing around with technology when I'm high either. So Joe's IT all the time.
Yeah.
So he turns on some underwater visuals, and Joe thinks that it's a good idea to pair it with his own music on his phone and like turn down the TV volume. And he's like picking the weirdest songs.
Okay, hold on. Well, sometimes I don't like the narrators, and like I don't know. I just feel like sometimes when people talk over those like nature documentaries, it's like, who are you to think that whatever you have to say is more important than this beautiful ass shit that's going on here?
And we have two very different takes, because I am like, not only do I want the gorgeous visuals of animals, I want to know what they're doing and why. Like I want to learn. Like tell me what's going on. So I let Joe do this whole song and dance for honestly not too long.
No, it was like one song.
I go, Joe, this isn't working for me.
I flipped through a few. You didn't make me. You were like, I was trying to pair music from my phone with the nature documentary that was going on, and I was playing like EDM and just weird stuff. Like, just I'll be the first one to say I wasn't doing a very good job DJing this particular night.
Yep.
And I flipped through a few songs, and I kept thinking like, this is the one that's gonna get her. This is the one where she's gonna be like, you know what, you were right, Joe. Let's play your music. Let's watch this nature documentary. I can't believe that I ever doubted you. But that didn't quite happen.
Nope. So I said, cut the shit and turn up the TV volume. Let's just see what's on in the background. And it was like, sort of just like elevator music. It wasn't like a documentary. It was truly just visuals. So I'm like, Joe, if I can be real with you right now, like I need a classic nature documentary. I want like this very particular voice in my ear telling me what's going on. Mm-hmm. And you find an episode of Our Planet. Okay? And the speaker in Our Planet...
It's David Attenborough.
Is David Attenborough. And I learned that Joe does the most legendary...
Oh my God.
Okay, let me play a little David Attenborough.
People aren't going to like that. All right, play a little David.
Sending it into a decline. Human beings have overrun the world. We're replacing the wild with the tame.
You guys get it.
Yeah.
Joe, do the impression. He did this, and I literally almost pee-peed my pants.
If peeing your pants is cool, consider me
right,
Miles Davis.
This is my...
Do you want me to play it again so you can...
No, I got it. No, here's my David Attenborough impression. Are you ready? Humans are going into the wild for the first time, seeing things we've never seen before. Humans aren't really supposed to be here.
That sounds like
And it might sound like I'm having trouble breathing, but it's only because this is so beautiful.
That's David Attenborough taking a shit, everyone.
He sounds like that, though. He sounds like that, though.
He doesn't sound as, like, raspy and, like,
No, he does, dude. He does.
gnarly.
He does. He does sound like he's taking a shit all the time.
I mean, nothing will be better than the legend.
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's...
I mean, you can't beat Morgan Freeman.
You can't.
Do you think you can do a Morgan Freeman impression?
No. No way.
Come on. Just try.
No, but I got one more David for you. Humans! Humans cough sometimes.
Gosh, I gotta wet my whistle.
Take a little bit of that coconut water right there.
Hot take, coconut water is disgusting.
Can you pass it, Jamie?
Also, you know what I was thinking about today? Can I also throw in a think? It's a really quick one.
Sure. Is that it? That was the laugh.
That was it.
The
And I hope you guys laughed from Joe's David Attenborough's on the toilet
Thank you.
impression. Okay, so like coconut water. It's organic coconut water, and it says just one ingredient, organic coconut water. So do you think this company owns a coconut farm somewhere?
Probably. Here, can you just pass it to me?
And who gave them permission to like crack open the coconuts and steal all their water? Who's speaking for the coconuts? I don't know. Like taking water from coconuts seems like just a lot more invasive than like picking berries to me. Think about it. Let me know.
Yeah.
Okay, Joe.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
how do we want to begin?
So, how to begin? Well, this, and I know we said that it doesn't always have to be something that made you cry. You know, that famous speech that we're kind of basing this podcast off of, he says,
To me, there are three things we all should do every day. If we do this every day of our life, you're going to have, what a wonderful, number one is laugh. You should laugh every day. Number two is think. You should spend some time in thought. And number three is you should have your emotions moved to tears. Could be happiness or joy. But think about it. If you laugh, you think, and you cry, that's a full day. That's a heck of a day. You do that 7 days a week, you're going to have something special.
you really shouldn't be crying every day. You and I have talked about that. Like, that's pretty extreme. But this particular time, this thing did make me cry. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a good example of, you should let yourself cry here and there, because sometimes raw emotions are raw emotions, and crying can be a good thing. It's not always a bad thing.
Absolutely.
So this is something, and this episode's going to come out on Father's Day.
Mm-hmm. Perfect timing.
And so I just thought this is perfect timing to tell this. Dana and I are walking around Ruston Point, which is, we live down in Tacoma, Washington. And there's this area that's so beautiful. We love going there. It's on the water. You can see mountains. We saw a bald eagle there once. There's all kinds of tall trees. There's like coffee shops and restaurants down there. You can like rent bikes and ride along this waterway.
It's picturesque.
It's picturesque. It's breathtaking. It's beautiful. It's probably Dana and I's favorite place to go. Mm-hmm. And we're walking around there. This is only a week ago or so. We're walking around and we're saying to each other, how did we get so lucky with this life? Our life is so great. We get to see this whenever we want. We have each other. how could life be better than this?
We were just swept off our feet in
Yeah.
gratitude.
In gratitude. We were bathing in gratitude.
And we often do.
We often do.
We often do bathe in gratitude.
And we often do. And sometimes we don't talk about the things that hurt. And something that makes life not great for me is that sometimes I think it's sad that my dad will never get to meet you, or that, I never got to introduce you to him. Because if you don't know, he passed away a few years ago. And losing people is really hard. And that's just one of many reasons why it's super sad that he's not here. And if you're listening to this, you've probably lost somebody in your life, or something, maybe even a dog, or something like that. That was just something or someone that loved you and you loved them. And it's hard that they're not here anymore. And sometimes I do think about that, but I really wasn't thinking about that in this moment. And so here we are, we're looking at the water.
We're eating ice cream.
We're eating ice cream. It's calm. It's kind of quiet. And we are just sitting, licking our ice cream cones in such peace.
We're looking at the water and the mountains, and
You know exactly where I'm going with this. How could you not? How could you forget? How could you
I was
forget
there,
this
so I'm
moment?
just adding a little details. Here
And
there,
Dana
if you don't mind.
can verify this. We hear a noise from my phone, and it's kind of like the hanging up.
It's unfamiliar,
it's
but
like
definitely from a phone.
It's from a phone. It's like that noise when like a call kind of fails or something. It's like doot 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 when a call dies, and that sound came from my pocket. I'm like, what the hell? Like I wasn't touching my phone. Like I hadn't touched my phone in a minute. And it was just in my pocket. It wasn't like situated in any weird way. And I was like, is that my phone or your phone? You're like, I don't know. So I pull my phone out, and I almost didn't even pull my phone out, but I pull my phone out, and it was an outgoing call to my dad's phone number. I keep my dad's phone number in my phone. Obviously haven't had any interaction with him in years. The only thing I can think of is like I have some voicemails saved of his. Like somehow my phone either started going, and yeah, okay, of course, like maybe it was ruffling around, maybe it pushed a few buttons, but I mean, come on, dude.
Your phone, you hadn't touched your phone
It had
in
been a minute.
very long time. Like
Yeah.
in a minute. You weren't using your phone at dinner. We were just in line for ice cream. Like we were holding our ice cream cones. Like we weren't on our phones.
It was crazy. I pull my phone out, it says dad right there. And we both looked at each other
and
like,
we were just like silent for a second.
what?
And you were
we
like,
didn't even know how to.
you were like, what? And my dumbass was like, call him back.
Yeah. We didn't know what to do. We didn't know how to interpret it. And something.
And you were like, Dave, it was an outgoing call. I'm
Well,
like, outgoing, incoming.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so it was an outgoing call, but like still, it was just crazy. And something like this actually happened to me before, where like right after he passed away, I was getting some of his stuff together, and like his old radio turned on, and it was in like the other room where nobody was. And it was like, it freaked me out, and I just turned the radio off really fast, and I always kick myself of like, I should have like tried to listen to what song was going on. What if that was him trying to communicate with me? And maybe you hear that and you're like, that is bullshit. That's crazy. But look, people, I beg you to try to open yourself up to like these magical, supernatural, or whatever you want to call them, experiences, because, and you are so great in this moment, Dana. Because you're like I think you are like spiritually intact. Like
I'm open.
You're open to these types of things, and you handled the situation so great. After you did say call him back,
Yeah.
and then I was like, well, I was like, and then I just said, I feel like he's here with us, and you felt that too, and we both just started crying, and you said something so crazy. It was just, and you said, if you could say something to him right now, what would you say? And it genuinely felt like I got to have a conversation with him. And my God, like, if you're listening to this and you've lost someone like I was talking about before, like, and you could have one more, that's all you think about. You know, I wish I could have one more conversation. I wish I could say, and I didn't know when it was a tragic loss. It wasn't something we were preparing for. I never got to truly say goodbye to him. And I got to have a conversation, and I got to really feel like I talked to him. And again, maybe you're listening to this and you think I'm crazy, but I believe that. And so you can't take that shit away from me. And that was such an awesome moment. And you were asking such good questions, Dana. Like, what would you want to say to him? And then I said, is there anything you want to say to him? And you said something so sweet. You just said, I have Joe's back. I remember you said that. And it was just this beautiful moment.
We made sure to sit in it.
We sat in it. We accepted
there were
the moment.
You know, at first we were like going back and forth of like, you know, how could this have happened? Just like we kind of explained to you guys already. Like, we went back and forth, and then we were like, you know, we came to like, okay, like, let's sink in and let's do this thing. Like,
yeah.
And really take in the moment and try to capture it. And I almost like, there were parts of me where I was like, I don't want to leave. Like, leave now? Like,
and I remember I got up because I mean we were crying, not hysterically, but we were crying,
just a few
feeling that
tears.
raw, you know, emotion. And I mean, I swear to God, it really felt like he was there. It really felt like he was sitting on the bench next to us.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know, like we were saying, we were in this beautiful place, and I'm, you know, in my head, I'm thinking like, I'm so glad he gets to see me here, because I grew up on the East Coast. I grew up nowhere close to here. Like, I'm so glad he gets to see this. I'm so glad he gets to see Dana and hear you talk to him. And it was just such a special moment. And we could have easily just been like, oh, it's just a call, or gotten freaked out by it like I did with the radio before, and just put my phone away and, you know, said, no, that was just a coincidence, or whatever people might say in that situation. It's a hard situation to accept. It's a really hard thing to accept. And like, you know, if I wasn't comfortable with you, I probably would have just like played it off. But, you know, thank God we have the relationship that we do. And you really I could tell you wanted me to get the most out of that moment. And I feel like I got more out of that moment with you being there than with you not being there. And so I do want to thank you for that, Dana. You made that moment even more special than it was originally. And I ask you, and I ask myself at the end of each episode, like, what do I want the audience to take with them for this? And it's just keep faith that magic like that is real. Please open your heart to accepting something as magical as that happening in your life.
I'm crying on the pod.
Yeah. It was such a beautiful moment. And I was wondering if I was going to break down while I was going through this, but I don't know. It's just such an important message. It was such a special moment of my life. It's like one of the best moments of my life, that moment.
Yeah.
And it was all because we embraced it. And we accepted it, and we took advantage of it.
Maybe we were making it up, but it doesn't matter.
Fuck you if you think we made it up, because I haven't. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter if it was made up in our heads and it was really just a phone fluke, or if it was really magic because we had the moment and it was magic to us. And so it was real. It was real.
So keep your heart open to magic, people, because magic is out there.
Joe, you recapped that so well. You recapped that so beautifully. And I'm so glad we even just like have this captured on an episode.
Yeah.
Because it's something I want to remember for like forever.
Mm-hmm.
And we get to kind of and I just realized this, what's really special about that happening where it happened is it's already an established place that is one of our favorite places in the world.
Oh my God.
And we go there all the time, and it's like we can be with him again almost.
And I'll tell you what, if I was a dead guy roaming around, that's probably where I would hang out too. That's probably where I would hang out too. Pretty bitchin' spot. Condos are going for like 1.5 at the minimum around that block. He's riding for free. Anyways, laugh about it too, people. Laugh about it too.
Okay, but when you think of spirits, like, what do you actually think of? Like, not your dad in particular, but like, you just, the way you said that he's like walking around Rustin was just funny to me.
Yeah.
What do you think of when you think of like spirit or like
honestly, like scary
life
movies.
beyond?
Scary movies. My mind goes to like horror movies and scary movies. And I think that's why I reacted that way the first time something like this happened to me. When that radio turned on, I was just so freaked out. And I was just in such a wild place.
You were in it.
Yeah, I was in it. And, I probably wasn't ready to have something like that happen to me so soon after it happened. But, when like weird shit, or like you hear, like if we started hearing like voices and stuff in this house, my immediate thought would be they are here to with us.
Yeah.
They are not here to help us. These are our enemies. We need to get a priest. We need to get a priest in here. We need to do some exorcisms.
These are our enemies.
We are getting these. You are not welcome here.
Exorcise the demon.
You are our enemy.
You know what I think of?
What?
I used to feel that way. And I've had some like interesting experiences that were like not the greatest. But I like really, when I think of like loved ones who have passed, I do think of like an orb or like an energy source or like a guardian angel. That's what I think of. But if they're like spirits I'm not familiar with, they're the enemy. They're not welcome.
Yeah.
But if we know you, we get down with you. Like,
oh yeah. Oh my gosh, I can't even begin to describe the like peace and just like such a like cliche, but like the nirvana of that moment.
Yeah.
Like just like it really just felt like we were at heaven on earth. It was just like here we are with spirits seemingly, or having conversations with the other side essentially. It was just such a weird feeling, but like a good one, like a really good feeling.
Yeah, I was definitely wanting to soak it in.
Yeah.
And
honestly, if you've ever had anything like this happen to you, you should definitely put it in the comms.
Yeah, let us know. Call in.
Call in. Oh, we got a caller we have a caller right here, actually. Oh. It's David Attenborough.
I am actually a spirit. I've been a spirit this whole time.
No, that's it. That's all I got.
I'm over here like, keep
Data's
going.
giving me like the keep going. That's all I got.
Dude, I'm going to call on David. Wait, is it Attenborough?
Yeah.
I'm going to call on
I think he's still on the line.
Okay. Can you ask him? Dude, I love that.
Wait, I think he's still on the line.
I'm still here. What's that? You said you wanted to make me a regular?
All right, it's getting too bad. It's getting way off David Attenborough.
No, I love it. It's
all
so
right.
good.
Well,
Joe, you told that. You recapped that perfectly.
Yeah,
Wouldn't have changed a thing. I hope you didn't mind me adding some details.
No, not at all.
As we went.
No, just like
I felt like it was a shared experience.
It was absolutely a shared experience. I meant it when I said you made it better than it would have been without you there. I promise.
That fills my heart with copious amounts of joy and purpose.
Copious. And you made this story better too. I loved your anecdotes.
Thank you.
Let us know if we changed your lives on this episode. Let us know if you've had supernatural experiences. And
let us know if you've lost someone you love, and
let us know if we said like too much, because we've been we've been listening back and we're saying like way too much.
Like,
so
shut the
God, shit. All right.
Well, Joe, I admire you and all that you've been through, and I love you so much. Thanks for sharing.
I love you too, Dana. Thanks for doing this podcast with me. Thanks for being the love of my life. And we
You
will
guys literally.
see you on the next episode.